Hello and welcome everybody. Brian France here with Hospice Care Marketing and got the chat open and just want to make sure the chat and any questions and answers are in there. But Brian France here with a new webinar, how to optimize your website for maximum conversion. So if you can, let me see, if you can hear me and see me and hear me, please drop a 1 in the chat. And thank you. See a couple ones there. I'm gonna go ahead and start sharing my screen. And let me know if you can see my screen here. You should see my screen. I gotta move this light. There we go. So welcome everybody. How to optimize your website for maximum conversion is the topic today. And this is all part of our accelerated growth model that we've developed over the years. 3 key ideas here: drive leads, maximize conversion, and optimize results, right? So there's a number of different ways you can drive leads to your website. You also have to look at how to maximize the conversions, right? How do we maximize the conversion effectiveness of our website? Our reviews, using automation, right? This is all kind of ties in together. So what we're looking at today is your website. Making some of these changes are not going to cost a bunch of money, not a huge investment, but it could have a really big result. So that's kind of what I'm excited to share with you guys today. And we're going to look at a number of different aspects of that. So a little bit of housekeeping. Please turn off your phones, turn off Facebook. If you're serious about doubling, even tripling the amount of leads that that you get from your website, the next 60 to 90 minutes are critical. So who am I? Why you should listen to me? Just real quick. I'm the author of the book, Internet Marketing for Hospice Care Providers, widely accepted as a premier expert in the internet marketing space. And I've worked with dozens of hospice providers, dozens of clients, coast to coast. And I think that's the most important thing, right? What I'm sharing with you today is not based on some book I read or some video I watched. It is based in real world examples, real world experience that we have. This is what we do every day. This is what our team does every single day. We build the websites, we're doing the SEO, we're doing our accelerated growth model for dozens of clients from coast to coast. And we're on a mission to triple the sales of 1,000 hospice providers across the nation. So love to start with the problem, right? So the problem is there's a big investment in marketing, right? And maybe you've been down this path before. You've done marketing in some form or fashion with a digital agency. You get a lot of traffic, but not enough leads, right? So that doesn't produce an ROI. So that is a problem that we're here to solve. And you won't be able to keep the phones ringing and the business growing if that is going to continue, right? You make an investment, you expect an ROI. That's the whole point. If you're not doing that, you're not accomplishing that, then why are you making that investment? So what you want is a great site that is set up to convert at a high level, right? We consistently convert the visitors that are already getting to your website into more calls, into leads, right? we're hitting our targets and the business is growing, right? That would be success, right? We have momentum and consistent growth, right? Phones ringing, business growing, that's success. That's what we want. And I believe this wholeheartedly. The website is the hub of all your marketing, right? So even people refer to you, they're 9 times out of 10, they're going to go to Google, they're going to type in the company name and search you up on Google. They're going to land on your website. So your website's ability to convert someone, right, to get them to take an action on the website, to call or fill out a form, is critical. And I love to look at these scenarios, right? If we look at scenario number 1, we look at a website with 1,500 visitors in a month, right? If that website was converting at 5%, right? So 5% of those visitors turn into a phone call or a lead, and we convert those into 30% of the time, right? So we got 75 calls, 1,500 visitors, 5% conversion, we would get 75 leads, right? So that would give us 75 opportunities. If we convert 30% of that, we're at 22 booked services for the 1,500 visitors. Say it's a 7,000 transaction value. We're at around 150,000 for those 1,500 visitors. Now, we just increase the conversion effectiveness, right? 1,500 visitors per month. If we convert at 15%, that's a lot more calls, right? 225 more calls, more leads. If we convert 30% of those calls, now we're at 67 book services. Much different end result here, right? We're talking about tripling the amount of leads by tweaking some things on the website without having to spend any more money, right? We don't have to spend a ton more money. Some critical elements on your website you can adjust to increase the conversion effectiveness, right? Some tracking might need to be put into place for you to realize this result. Things like that. So here's a real world example of a client here. And if we look at in December of 2020 to March of 21, or to the end of March of 21, we're looking at 95 total calls. 82 came from a first time caller, right? So you can tell people call more than once. So 82 total calls, and now looking at the last this year, right? December of 23 to yesterday, March 27th, 24, right? We're looking at a 3-time increase in calls, right? 82 a couple years ago. Now we're at 254 every single month. So that's what the power of some of these adjustments can make. So why is getting your website built to convert important to you? Drop that into the chat. Let me make sure I have that open. And where's my chat? I'm sorry. I think it's behind my light. So let me know, why is this important to you? Have you thought about this for what would it mean for you, your team, your family? If you have a website that's built to convert at a high level, you're getting more calls, more leads, more opportunities for services. And so that's what we're going to look into. I have a workbook that's going along with this. I'll drop that into the chat. But if you visit that link, where's the chat? There it is. All right. Okay, dropped into the chat there. And there's the Q&A. Definitely have some opportunities for the questions and answers after. Now, I have a workbook that you can follow along with here, track things, because we're going to look at a number of different elements to enhance the conversion effectiveness of your website. So here are the 12 critical elements. If you look at the first one here, does your website speak to your target avatar? Like what are people that are visiting your, what's the avatar? What are their fears and frustrations? What are their, their goals and desires? So does it speak to your target avatar, or does it talk about, how long you've been in business and how good you are at this and that? If it doesn't talk to your target avatar, it just talks about you, right? Does it talk to your people visiting the site, or does it talk about you? That could be a big problem. Are you using authentic imagery of your team throughout the website, right? On the homepage, especially throughout the website, on the about page, does it showcase some team members? We've tested this, a number of different times, having a website full of authentic imagery and compared to a website filled with stock imagery, right? The ones with authentic imagery always perform better. Are you using video elements on your website, right? Is there a website welcome video telling people, welcoming them to the website, telling them what they should do next, right? Do you have a video explaining each of your services, right? Is there a video explaining why someone should choose you versus the competition? If you're not doing any of these are some opportunities for you. Not everyone's going to come to the website and read everything, right? And Google knows this as well. People like video. And so if you have a way to engage them via video, people love that. So I would definitely consider adding video elements on your website. The next thing here, number 4, leveraging social proof. Does your website showcase your online reviews on Google, or on Yelp, on Facebook? Are you bringing those reviews, having them on your website? We put ours on every single page. No matter what page someone lands on, they're going to find some reviews. We stream them in right from Google. There's tools out there like Bird Eye or Review Buzz that'll provide a widget where you can showcase your online reviews that you have on Yelp, on Facebook, on Google. Doing this, right? These people are going to come to the website. There's some subconscious things going on, and seeing that, right? Barring the credibility, if you have those stars next to, here's the reviews. You have a link to the Google reviews, or they're coming straight in from Google. Adds a lot of credibility to your business. So. Number 5, we're going to look at getting the basics in order, having a phone number in the top right-hand corner. We want to make sure there's a web form on every single page, no matter where someone is, always accessible, that people can fill out, and displaying some trust symbols, right? So if you look at a website, if someone lands on your website, and they have to, ask the question, go to your website, open it up on mobile, on your desktop, open it up on your phone. Is it easy to find the phone number? If you're counting on someone to scroll down to find the phone number, believe it or not, you're asking a lot of that visitor, right? That you have to give it to them right away. And best place to put it is the top right-hand corner. Following advertising principles, people read left to right, and by tracking mouse movements, it usually follows the eyes. People's mouse usually ends up on the right-hand side of the site. So you definitely want to put that phone number in the top right-hand corner on every page. We're not counting that someone's going to come to the page and scroll all the way down to the bottom to find the phone number. Ensure you have clear calls to action on each page, right? So, and is it speaking to your customer avatar, or does it just say like contact us? Tell them, schedule a care consult. Tell them exactly what you want them to do next, right? We want to use offers that match the service they're in need of. If you offer something that your competition doesn't, definitely highlight that on the website, right? Maybe it's music therapy or something like that. And we want to use that throughout the website. So definitely, I want to stress this, making sure your website is mobile optimized. Upwards of 60 to 70% of your visitors are likely coming from a mobile phone. It's probably over 50% now. I'm seeing, a lot of websites, 60% of them are 6% of the visitors are coming from a mobile phone. And so, is your website mobile optimized? Can it adjust to all the different screen sizes? Or, is there a clickable phone number, like a one-click phone call at the top as soon as someone lands there? One easy click to call function, right? Are you leveraging live chat? Is there a chat? Not everyone is in the position to make a phone call, right? They just want to, they have a question, they want it answered, right? Are you giving them an option to text via two-way chat on there? And are you giving the options for people to book online? Sometimes people, they might be busy, they might be at work, they just want this taken off their plate, they can't call or whatever. These are some opportunities to convert some of the people that are coming to your website that might be looking for something like that, right? Site speed. The way your website loads on mobile, or the speed of the loading happens. Does it take 3, 4, 5 seconds for your website to load to be able to use, or does it load really quickly, right? I mean, 3 seconds isn't bad, but if we're anything over that, then we're going to be losing people. People are going to go to your competition. And are you engaging via SMS when someone does fill out a form? Are you engaging them with automation right away with the text message, letting them know you got that, you got the message, telling them what they should do next? So out of those 12 critical elements, what is the one element that will have the biggest impact for you, for your website, and your overall internet marketing efforts? So I'll pause there, give you a chance to think about that. And we'll continue on. So is your website set up to convert visitors to callers, right? Is it set up at a high level? So here's some stats from some of the calls and things that have happened over the last quarter. So how can we get your website to convert like that? Like how can we get your website producing hundreds of calls every single month out of the 100 or so visitors? And I have a little cheat sheet there that can give you some ideas on how to lay out the design elements of your website. Because if you can see Joe Jones through Joe Jones' eyes, then you can sell what Joe Jones buys. And so these are some worksheets that we use to take our clients through. We're going to look at the pains and frustrations, like the ideal customer avatar. We're going to look at their pains and frustrations, their fears and implications, their goals and desires, right? Their dreams. Doing this, right? Now we can craft messaging on the website that speaks to your avatar. And so we'll look at their demographics, their pains and frustration, goals and desires, fears and implications, and how we can craft messaging that works for them. And we want to describe the benefits, right? We want to showcase the team aspect of hospice care, right? We want to maybe tell a story highlighting a moment of joy. And we want to show how hospice can make the most of the precious time. And some messaging that works, be real and authentic. We're trying to incorporate real imagery of the team. Maybe they're out in the field. Maybe they're at events, but some of the team members that are visiting the homes, visiting the facilities, right? We want to use them throughout the website. That's going to convert at a much higher rate than simple stock navigation or simple stock photos. So some of the elements you see: a nice big phone number in that top right hand corner, clear calls to action. We're using trust symbols, easy navigation. And then is your website mobile friendly, right? So if you think of all the people with mobile phones now, and 3 out of 5 consumers search for a local business from their smartphone. Google reports that 40% of mobile consumers turn to a competitor site after a bad mobile experience. And so knowing this, right, is there an easy one-click call function when someone comes to the site on a mobile phone, right? Are you leveraging live chat? Right, only 5 to 10% of the visitors on your website are going to take action, call or web form. 90% of your visitors are going to leave without calling, right? Without taking an action. And so they're on your site for a reason, right? So we want to capture some of those visitors that are leaving, right? And maybe they just have a question, they don't have time to research or look around. So live chat can increase the leads by an average of 35%. So some of those key ideas, again, we looked at speaking to your target avatar, right? Using authentic imagery, videos, leveraging social proof, the basics, right? The phone number in the top right-hand corner, ensure there's trust symbols or web forms, and adding trust symbols. Ensure you have clear calls to action on every page. You never know where someone's going to land, what page they're going to land on. So we want to think about all these things on every single page. Some of these other things that I do want to continue to, to beat this, to continue to talk about this, to drive this home, really is to leverage live chat and the site speed, right? Are some 2 things to really consider. Which of the following would you implement in your business now, right? Is it having a phone number in the top right-hand corner? I do find a lot of websites still out there in the hospice space where the phone number is not, it's at the bottom, right? It looks like a great website too, but the phone number is nowhere near. Like, I have to scroll all the way down to the bottom to find it, right? Don't do that, right? Change that. That's one element that could really increase the conversion effectiveness of your site. So I would pick three of those things to implement in the next 30 days, right? So in the chat, if you're with me, please drop one element that will have a big impact on you. If you take a look at your website, is it mobile optimized? If it's not, you're missing a lot of opportunities. So you can follow along. If you're following along in the workbook, please go ahead and write that down. And the next thing here, a big issue facing websites, right, are unconverted leads, right? So here's the problem. 50 to 60% of inbound leads, right? They leave, or people, 50 to 60% of the people visiting, they leave unconverted. 90% of web forms fail to convert. So if you get someone interested through a web form, 90% of the time those fail to convert into a lead. And so why? Right? So leads that are not followed up with within 15 minutes, they go cold, right? So speed to lead here is important. The average consumer, right, they must be followed up with 5 to 7 times, right, before a sale is made. And today's consumer, they prefer to interact via text versus an email or a phone call. And so the solution is to leverage automation to follow up, with all web forms. If there's automation that exists today that we put in place for our clients that if someone fills out a form, we can immediately follow up with an email, right? Maybe a calendar to schedule a time, and some text messaging, right? To let them know what happens next, right? And we want to make sure that this is automated, right? You automate the follow-up so that every prospect is touched 5+ times, and they're able to engage via text message. So there's solutions out there, and here's some simple math, right? If you had 100 leads convert at 30%, that would leave you with 30 services, right? 100 leads times 30%, 30 services, we're looking at with an average ticket of close to 7,000, 205,000. Now, if the conversion went up to 70%, right? If we were able to convert instead of 30, now we're converting at 70%. It's a lot more services, right? 70 services, 7,000, say it was close to 7,000. We're looking at a much different result, right? 480,000. You know, by leveraging some automation and converting some of those leads, those web form leads that fail to convert. It just makes every lead you generate much more valuable. And so let's apply this to your business. Look at those 12 elements again. Avatar, is it speaking to your customer avatar, right? Does your website, is it talking about you, like how long you've been in business and how great you are as a company? Or is it talking to your avatar, what they're going to get, right? The benefits of working with you that the visitor will receive, right? Are you using images of your team throughout the website? Are there videos? Are you leveraging social proof? Do you have the basics in order, right? Phone number, right? Following advertising principles, the phone number should be in the top right. Is there a web form? Easy to find, or do people have to scroll around, you know, to visit a different page and scroll down to find a web form? Are you leveraging live chat, right? Have you paid attention to the site speed? So I see a question here. How do you test the site speed? So there's tools out there. There's one called GT Metrics. If you visit GT Metrics, search that up in Google, you can plug a website in there and it'll evaluate the speed of your website, what could be slowing it down. And if you already have someone in your web, if it's taking longer than 3 seconds to load, you're going to lose people, right? Google's going to see that, especially on mobile. People don't have time, right? You have about 2 seconds to engage that person, give them what they want. And so site speed is a critical factor. GT Metrics is one of them, is one of those tools. And the other one is Page Speed Insights. If you just type that into Google, Page Speed Insights, it's a tool provided by Google. You can plug your website into there and it'll show you what is slowing your site down. It'll give you a grade. You know, a lot of times I'll see the site speed's okay. It's at like 60, 60 out of 100 on desktop, but then the mobile is where there's a lot of struggling. Right? The website is taking a long time to load on mobile, and over 50% of your traffic is coming from a mobile phone. So if you're not paying attention to the site speed and the optimization, the mobile optimization of your website, you're definitely getting left behind. So, what are the 3 conversion elements you'll implement for your website today? Again, my company is here to do this for hospice providers across the nation. Our mission is to triple the sales of 1,000 hospice providers. You can visit our website, hospicecaremarketing.com/schedule. Call that number. We will get you scheduled. And what we're going to do, we are going to look at your SEO, right? We're going to look at some things that can be done on and off your website to increase the rankings, right? So we're going to be looking, we're going to be running a ranking report. Where does your website rank when someone types in hospice care in your city, right? Or hospice services near me. Where does your website rank? Are you on the second page? Are you in the top 3 results? If you're not, you're missing, a lot of traffic. We're going to look at if you're running some pay-per-click ads, we can take a look at those. We can diagnose what could be done in there, what could be done better. Are you using landing pages in your pay-per-click ads? So we'll show you some pay-per-click ads that work well. So we're going to look at your website. We're going to look at your SEO. We're going to look at your paid avenues, paid marketing avenues. All your social media profiles, everything that's connected to your business digitally. We want to look at all of that and recommend some clear changes, some clear action steps, action items that you can change. So you walk away with some value. So I want to encourage you. This is what our team does every day, all day, every day. Visit the website hospicecaremarketing.com/schedule to get a schedule, to get on our calendar and review these things. We'll do a strategy session. I'll show you real examples in right now today that are working and working well. And if there are no questions, I might be in the wrong chat here. So there are no questions, please. I hope this was helpful. Thank you. Visit hospicecaremarketing.com/schedule and we'll get you scheduled. We'll talk soon. Thank you.